Welcome back, everyone. Back here again in quarantine. You join me. Seems weird recording here. It's not the same as recording in the sort of office stroke studio. But firstly, I don't know if any of you've seen yet the new TNT promotion for Ring of Fire. I'd go as far as to say that was better than the Day of Reckoning one. This is superb. Starts out with a Western theme, then crosses over into sort of some sort of gladiatorial stuff, and then you get some sort of samurai type confrontation. Just top draw. Paris Fury's in there. There's probably more people in there as well. But if you haven't seen that yet, it's on TNT and it's the official promotion. It's like I don't know what the costs of producing them are because they've got to run into who knows that's it's like a mini feature short. It really is superb. Um, Main topic of today is I don't know if anyone else has saw, but Simon Jordan took on Eubank Senior on Talk Sport today, and it was one of the greatest ones yet. I found it highly entertaining because Jordan went about this one with the kind of in the way that Jordan Peterson does, a true master. He sort of sat back and kept quiet and chose his moments to pounce, and absolutely just let Eubank Senior hang himself on more than one occasion. It really was a joy. Nothing against Eubank Senior, don't mind him, don't dislike him. It's all a put on, and it's all a charade. He doesn't really speak like that in real life. It's all a show, but. Anyway, I mean, it started out. The main gist of the conversation was that how Conor Benn and Eubank Jr. shouldn't fight. It should be. He's still trying to essentially promote Harlem for that fight, and Jordan was trying to get across to him that as much as Eubank Senior was trying to sell that Harlem was the fight, not Eubank Jr., he didn't seem to grasp the fact, and Jordan was trying to get across to him the fact that it's just essentially Harlem hasn't got the profile. And if you haven't got the profile, you don't bring the dollars and you don't sell the tickets. And this is what Eubank Senior sort of is failing to understand. Eubank went on to talk about how with with him initially making the middleweight weight for the first talked about match with Conor Benn, and how that emaciated him and done him sort of irreparable damage almost, and it sort of nearly killed him, and said that look what it done to him in the first Liam Smith fight, to which Jordan replied it didn't affect him in the second fight, did it? And I thought that because a lot of people, it was bandied about a lot after that the mate waking process that Conor Benn had put Eubank Jr. through for that fight had tantamount to killed him, and that was talked about. It was widely regarded as the excuse for the loss in the first Liam Smith fight. But come the second win, the spectacular win over a Smith who, if anyone looked sort of dead at a weight or just should be sort of heading towards retirement, it was Smith, because he the one looked awful, and Junior put on, for me, a career best performance almost. But yeah, those arguments soon fell away after the second Smith fight, didn't they? No one used them all again. I tell you what, around that sort of time, when Dubois lost a bit of weight and coming in really, aesthetically really good shape for the Zhang fight, people were saying that Joe Joyce was weight drained for that, and even people in the game were saying that. Do you not understand? You can't be weight drained if you're not going to make a weight limit. If you're just coming at a natural weight that you've just achieved through training and a different change in diet, when you've not killed yourself to make the weight at all, you are not weight drained. Total silliness. But yeah, and then Eubank Senior went on to talk about how that if he got involved with Benn versus Harlem Eubank, that Eubank Senior himself could get Ben's boxing license reinstated. Because as Eubank Senior put it, because I know the boss, to which Jordan replied, yeah, Robert Smith's a sensible guy. And Eubank went on and went, oh, no, I'm not talking about Robert Smith. And so Jordan went, well, who are you talking about then? And he went, well, I can't say. Well, he said, well, no, come on. Who's the boss? If it's not Robert Smith, who is it? Oh, I can't say. And so that made him look a little bit silly. And there was an absolute great retort by Jordan when he said that. when he said basically, that Harlem Eubank is worthy of that fight, and Jordan said why, and he said because he'll have me next to him, and as he went on, he completely hung himself, and you could see it coming, and Jordan timed it perfectly, as Senior said, because he'll have me next to him. Jordan replied, so it's all about you then. To which there was a pause by Eubank and a kind of, uh, 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 and but by this moment, Eubank's totally sold, isn't he? So he can't back out now. So all Eubank can do from that point in is go, yes, yeah, it is all about me, which was just absolute, genius. Throughout this sort of interview, Eubank Senior would quote Rudyard Kipling and as he usually does, recite a bit of poetry. And it takes more than reciting a great novelist to make you an intellect, essentially, doesn't it? And Eubank isn't. And I've called Jordan out before, but in terms of intellects, I think Jordan is quite easily, quite comfortably far greater than Eubank, than Senior. So it's kind of almost an unfair competition in some ways, but really good. It's about 15 minutes long, well worth your time. It's a great watch. I'm sure there's more than that, but I only watched it about 20 minutes ago, and I thought just a great back and forth, just a great banter and a great retorts from each other, and really because Eubank was pretty good and he held his own in a lot of areas. There was a great moment when Eubank slipped into this Astor thing, and I can't remember what Jordan said, but Jordan said to somebody, he'd done this sort of bit of what do you call it, this bit of Rasta dialogue, and Jordan just said something like, oh lovely, like that, and it was just the way he done it. He had some great comical timing, did Jordan, in this, and like I say, he had some great moments where he held back and rested quiet and let Eubank hang himself in the way that Jordan Peterson has done to many people, just reeling them in with a smile on your face. But yeah, great stuff. I'm sure most of you watched the Buatsi Aziz Gloves Are Off live. That doesn't work live for me at all, that format, does it you? They've got problems with the volume because it's live and stuff like that, but that failed miserably for me. I thought that was flat and did not work. I'm not going to do a Buatsi Aziz preview or sort of preview breakdown because, in all honesty, and I'm honest, I won't bullshit you all, I haven't seen Aziz. I think I've seen him, highlights of him once. So I quite honestly don't know enough about him in real time to do a qualified breakdown. But I will do a full post-fight breakdown. But just in all honesty, I'm not a statistician. I don't have the time to watch every fight out there and every fighter. So I'm just being honest. I'm not going to go and watch 4 or 5 of his fights back to back, come back and pretend I'm an authority on him, because I'm not. So there's guys out there who have the time to watch every fight and become statisticians. That's not me, but I will certainly watch the fight and do an in-depth breakdown of the fight, as I usually do with the fights that are the talking point fights, the bigger fights. But anyway, that was it. I'll see you all soon. I'm out.